Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Daz React, and as you may have seen in a couple of other videos on the channel recently, we're aiming towards more female comedians as well at the moment. We're trying to mix it up a bit. That it's been dominated by male comedians at the moment, so we're going for the female ones. And I was a bit skeptical at first because I'd not really watched that many female comedians, but I've watched a couple now and I have found them very funny. So this is another one that, like, Roisin Conaty, I think I'm saying the name right, but I've seen her on other shows like 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown and things like that. So I know that she can be funny, but I don't know what she's like as a stand-up comic. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope she makes me laugh. I hope you enjoy this. If there's any other female comics that you want me to react to, let me know in the comments down below and I will get round to doing it. But until then, let's get into this.
Thing is, I'm not very good on holidays. I'm really bad on holidays. I always feel I need to get away from it all. I just want to get away from it all. But the truth is, I need to get away from this. I want to get away from myself. So when I get on holidays, I'm always disappointed because I'm still there. Same shitty brain, same shitty thoughts, except now I'm covered in turquoise jewellery with a head full of cornrow eating a sodding Solero. I've got some sexy news. Ladies and gentlemen, this year I was diagnosed with gallstones.
Sexy news.
Yes. I asked my doctor, I said, oh, why have I got gallstones? And he went, oh, because you've got the 4Fs. I was like, go on. And he goes, fat. Open with it. I was like, mate, you've got 4 to choose from. How's about you act like a human being and put that one in the middle? Next one better be bloody funny. He goes, fat, fair-skinned, fertile, and 40. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not 40, so your little code there is a bit rude, actually. And he goes, meh. Like, no, meh, your code's wrong, mate. You can't meh. That's not 4Fs or whatever you just said. That's rubbish. Who taught you medicine? Meatloaf? 4 ain't bad. He goes, oh, did I say 4? I went, yeah, the 4Fs. I went, no, there's 5Fs. I was like, right, what's the 5th one? He goes, flatulence. Fair enough. Yeah, you're right there, actually. You did make me angry. So, yeah, so now I'm on sort of a health kick. Well, I'm not. I'm thinking about a health kick. There's enough in it. I'm a very unhealthy person. Very unhealthy. Have you ever ordered so much takeaway food that you're embarrassed when the delivery driver shows up?
I've done this once. Like, sometimes when me and the wife go away, sometimes she has to work like on the day where we start. So I'll end up like wherever we're going, I'll end up there like and spending the day on my own there while while she's at work. And I don't want to cook. Like if we're going away, I really don't want to cook. So I have this tendency to order takeaway, and I can't help it. I go through the apps. Like I'll go through the Just Eat app, and like I'll go to KFC, and I think, right, I'm gonna get like a boneless box, that'll do, and then I'm just gonna add another bit of chicken to it, and some hot wings, and do I want sides, corn on the cob, maybe a couple but by this time I've ordered food for like 3 people, and it's the case like the delivery driver will turn up and it's like that the house is quiet, there's nothing around, there's no one around, and it's just me, and like I'll shout in, I go, food dear love, like I'm the only one in the house, but I'm making it seem like all these food's not just for me. I can't help it. I don't know why.
So much takeaway food that you're embarrassed when the delivery driver shows up. Genuinely, I live alone and I order so much food that I've started going, I'll get it.
Oh, I know the feeling.
He knows I'm there alone. He knows. Now he's like, here you go, you hungry little lunatic. There you go. And I'm a smoker, and it's just so boring being a smoker. I just wish they'd stop selling cigarettes. Trying to give up takes up so much of your time. The measures don't work. You know, every year, like, we're raising the price of cigarettes to deter the smoker, and it's like, no, when you raise the price of cigarettes, all you're doing is making poor people not buy fruit. That's all that happens. And the thing is, latest one is, they've gone, we're going to cover it with blank packaging. That's the latest one, blank packaging. Like, oh no, not blank packaging, please. What will I do about my photo of rotten teeth I've had for the last 10 years? And the thing is, if they use those tactics on something else that was physically bad for you, but that you weren't physically addicted to, it would totally work. If Cheesecake became £17 a packet, and they cover the packaging in photos of massive fat guts with mascara-stained tears the whole way down, I wouldn't buy a bloody cheesecake. Because I'm not addicted to cheesecake. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like a bit of cheesecake. But it's not addiction, is it? I've never been drunk at a party at midnight, gone outside, walked up to an absolute stranger. Hello, mate. Sorry to ask to be a pain, just I've had a drink and I'm trying to give up. You haven't got a spare bit of cheesecake on you? Sorry. I'm just a social cheesecake eater. I'll give you £1. Take the £1 because I might want another bit of cheesecake. He goes, oh.
Okay, so Roisin Conaty, she was funny. Don't get me wrong, she was funny, but she's not as funny as some of the other comedians that I've watched on the channel so far. I think so far the funniest one for me has been Sarah Millican. She's been hilarious, and I've got a few more to watch. But yeah, I mean, like, I understand what she's saying. Like with the smoking part, it is the case that they just up the prices, and I was a smoker for 25 years. No, about 20 years, 15 to 20 years. I was a smoker, and I used to love smoking. No, whatever. People that don't smoke don't understand it, but like as a smoker, like you think to yourself, it's just like people say, like if you're stressed out and you say you're gonna have a fag, how does that de-stress you? It does, because it gets you out of a situation that stresses you out, and it just gives you that 5 minutes to calm down. But I used to love smoking, and like going out for a drink. I used to love having a fag and things like that, and then it just becomes routine. So like it's when you wake up in the morning after you've had your breakfast, and then before you leave the house, and then when you get to the bus stop, and then when you get off the bus, and then before you get into work, and every hour in work. And yeah, it come to a point. And I stopped smoking. I haven't smoked now for about a year and a half, and this ain't one of them stories where I wanted to quit and I quit and I gave up, because it's not my first time trying to give up. I tried to give up quite a few times. The only reason why I gave up this time is because I got bored of smoking. Like it sounds strange, but I fell out of love with it, and it'd be the case that like I'd light a fag up and it'd last literally 30 seconds. It'd like gone, and then and I was smoking like 40 a day because the cigarettes were going so quickly, and like I was going out to smoke more and things like that. I just found that I was spending far too much money on something that I wasn't enjoying anymore. So yeah, so about a year and a half now I gave up smoking, and I was on the patches for 12 weeks. 12 weeks. And it's hard, don't get me wrong, it's hard. The hardest time for me was of a night laying in bed to go to sleep. That was the hardest time. You'd lay there and you'd think about all the times that you smoke. But even now, like a year and a half, I've not had even a puff of a cigarette for a year and a half, and even now I still think about it at times, especially like certain times. If I'm stuck in traffic, if I'm in the car on my own and I'm stuck in traffic, I'd sit there and think, I could really have a fag right now. During the summer holidays, I had to drive from London to Great Yarmouth, which is about, I think it's about 250 miles, 300 miles. No, about 130, 140. It's about 2.5, 3 hours from my house, and I had to drive there and then drive back and then drive there. Like one of my stepsons ended up like having an accident, so he ended up in hospital down there. So I had to bring the rest of the family back and then go back and get the wife of my stepson and things like that. So like driving all that way back on my own, I was dying for a fag at times. But yeah, but I'm rambling on about me now. I am sorry, I do apologise. But yeah, so believe me if I can do it. And then when she said about the teeth, that my teeth are disgusting. That like at the moment you can't really see it that much because the light shines on it, so it makes them look a lot whiter, which is fine. But yeah, I really don't like my teeth. My aim is to at some point go to Turkey and just have the veneers put in or something like that, because yeah, I was never really raised to take care of my teeth. Like my dad had he's got false teeth, and my mum never really took care of her teeth, so it was never the case that it was like, go brush your teeth, go brush your teeth. And I make sure now that with my daughter, like every morning and every night, it's like, go and brush your teeth, go and brush your teeth. And I use my teeth as an example. I say, do you want teeth like daddy's? And she's like, no, I don't want them. I'm like, go brush your teeth. But yeah, I'm rambling on again. I do apologise. But guys, listen, I hope you enjoyed this. If there is any other female comedians or any comedians that you want me to react to, let me know in the comments down below and I will get round to doing it. But until the next time, take it easy.